Hey, Bastish B here for 64K and welcome to another episode of New Retro. So, if you've never watched this show before, basically I take a look at a new retro game on an old system and then we usually look at the inspiration game or the game that might have inspired it. And today's games are... So let's first check out the original version of The Empire Strikes Back. The Empire Strikes Back landed on the big screen in 1980, the sequel to Star Wars, a movie which most fans would agree is the best in the series. Even though I'll always have a soft spot for Return of the Jedi. And on the opposite spectrum, we had Parker Brothers, a classic board game company that was formed in 1883 and known for almost every major classic board game you can think of, from Monopoly, Clue, and Trivial Pursuit. They decided in the early 80s to set up a video game division to complement the board games. They jumped on the bandwagon and did many arcade conversions to the Atari 2600, including Frogger and Popeye. If we rewind just a little bit to when the games division just got started, we see Rex Bradford, a computer programmer, join Parker Brothers right as their games division kicked off. Parker's marketing department managed to snag the rights from Lucasfilm to make a game based on Empire. Rex just happened to be at the right place at the right time. The marketing guys decided that the Hoth battle was what the game should be based on, and Rex set to work. Empire was not only my first video game, it was also my first assembly language program. It was a baptism of fire. It took about 5 months from start to finish. The game involved you trying to stop the AT-AT walkers from destroying the rebels' power generators. You fly your speeder in a side-scrolling affair, blasting away at the head or body of the walkers until destroyed before moving on to the next one. You can also land your speeder for repairs and randomly have the opportunity to use the force to destroy a walker almost instantly. Here's Rex on what the marketing department thought of the game. I thought the game was pretty good, but the marketing people were not impressed. So I put in basic sound effects for missile fire, explosions, and so on. The next day people came to me saying, "This game is awesome, what did you do to it?" The game ends if you run out of lives or the AT-ATs destroy the power generators. There is no winnable situation, which was always one of the major faults with this game. It was eventually released in 1982 and only saw an Atari 2600 and Intellivision versions. Here's my Intellivision version I picked up a couple years ago from the Seattle Gaming Convention. Now let's jump back to Rex and see what Lucasfilm thought. I flew out to California with one of the Parker managers to show LucasArts the game. They were nice and all understood the limitations of the 2600 and thought the game was good. There were no changes requested. As I remember it, after their approval it just went into a box and straight into stores. And if you want to read more about Rex Bradford and the other programmers responsible for this game, then check out the December 2016 issue of Retro Gamer for the full interview. And now let's look at the new version. As you can see, the group Megastyle, made up of Chris Stanley on programming, Ruin Spans on graphics, and Roy Whitting on music, have spared no expense in this brilliant remake of The Empire Strikes Back we just looked at, now on the Commodore 64 for the first time in its original version. The game is pretty much overall the same, but is loaded with details and extra touches to make it the ultimate 8-bit version currently available. The biggest problem with the original was that it had no ending or winnable situations. You would eventually die no matter what you did. Megastyle have now broken this game down into 8 stages and have added a variety of extra vehicles to destroy to mix up the gameplay. The stages flip through AT-ATs and AT-STs as the main vehicles with droid extras, and the game cycles through the day as it goes from morning to night. As each stage is complete, a transport escapes Hoth until Luke escapes himself at the end of level 8. The game obviously ends if all your ships are lost or the Empire destroys the power generators. Attacking them as quickly and as efficiently as possible and adjusting your speed for maximum blasting while still dodging incoming fire. It's a mad balancing act that's a lot of fun, and with all the attention to detail in the graphics, such as the damage seen on the AT-ATs as you pummel them with blaster fire, the cool parallax scrolling effects, The nice addition of little cutscenes between levels, plus the cool title screen with its arcade-style splash screen giving you details about the gameplay. This project is clearly a labor of love by the whole team. The music is fantastic as well, as all the Empire Strikes Back movie themes have been faithfully recreated in glorious SID form, and they complement the game very well, making it feel like a genuine official Star Wars product. The game is currently available on Megastyle's itch page for free, with optional donations going to charity. I love seeing these Atari 2600 games get C64 facelifts in the modern era, and this is another prime example of this concept working brilliantly. And thanks for joining me, Bastishby, at 64K. I hope you had a good time. If you can like and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.